Hello, friends. It's Charles here again, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Lifeline, where we talk about enabling digital confidence. Tonight, we're going to be looking at how to put employees at the center of your post-pandemic digital strategy. It's an article by Benham Tabritzi, and it's an article that was published in the Harvard Business Review on the 15th of October, 2020. So what he's advocating is that it's time to rethink your digital strategy in the context of people. It's not just about adding new technologies like quantum computing or Internet of Things or AI, but how that tech will make your employees connect more effectively with their work. It's also time to shift from the here and now and look further out, revisiting your long-term strategies. To get the most out of your technology investments, you need to hit the pause button and think more about how you can connect your people to the goals you hope to achieve with that technology. So when the pandemic hit in March, many companies' long-term plans and strategies were, thrown out of the window, to be quite frank, as everyone from the front lines to the C-suite shifted into firefighting mode. Many worked around the clock by leveraging remote technology. It's often been exhausting, as each day seems to bring new challenges and obstacles to overcome. As a result, the past 6 months have felt more like 6 years to a lot of us. This pace isn't sustainable. While you may have needed your organization to run at 200 miles per hour as you learn to adjust to the new realities of the pandemic, you are now risking serious burnout amongst your team. Research shows that employees are reporting alarming levels of stress and fatigue, and the risk of depression amongst US workers has risen by 102% as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This has become a very, very serious threat to organizations, including those who have already been forced to lay off staff or to downsize. The paradox seems that while many organizations have gained new efficiencies from embracing digital transformation using technologies such as Zoom to keep their workforce functioning remotely, they may now risk losing their best employees, many of whom feel disconnected and disengaged in this new digital workplace. A recent survey from the consultancy KPMG found that losing talent is now the number one risk organizations face. That's why it's time to rethink your digital strategy in the context of people. It's not just about adding new technologies like quantum computing, Internet of Things, or AI, but how that tech will make your employees connect more effectively with their work. It's also time to shift from the here and now and look further out, revisiting your long-term strategies. To get the most out of your technology investments, you need to hit the pause button and to think more about how you can connect your people to the goals you hope to achieve with that technology. Over the course of my career, I've studied more than 1,000 organizations and have coached more than 100 organizations that have undergone significant transformations. Over the past 5 years, I've been particularly interested in the impact of digital technology and how organizations can leverage technology for growth. What I've learned is that most digital transformation efforts, they fail, often spectacularly, which leads to hundreds of billions of dollars in wasted investment and deterioration of employee engagement. My mission has been to help coach organizations to achieve more positive outcomes through their digital transformation efforts. More recently, I've been researching how the model I developed last year, a transformation framework in partnership with Project Management Institute called the Brightline Transformation Framework, can be applied to COVID-19 and its impact on organizational efforts to embrace digital transformation. Specifically, this approach aligns the inside-out which means aligning every employee's most important personal aspiration with the outside in, where employees understand and embrace the company's strategic vision so that everyone is working towards the same objectives. So let's look a bit more in detail at this Brightline transformation framework, the outside-in approach, first of all. Employees must first understand and embrace the company's North Star, including customer insights and mega trends, so everyone is working towards the same objective. The North Star, which is the company's needs a crisp, inspiring articulation of its vision and strategic objectives for the transformation. And secondly, customer insights and megatrends. It's important to embed a deep understanding of the customer in every change you make and in every employee. This includes the customer you may have today and the customer you want tomorrow, as well as megatrends affecting them. Let's move on to the Brightline transformation framework inside-out approach. So aligning every employee's purpose or personal North Star with those of the company includes the following. The transformation operating system, firstly, which is the companies should utilize a flat, adaptable, and cross-functional organizational structure that enables sustainable change. Secondly, you need volunteer champions. So have a mechanism for recruiting volunteers to join cross-functional transformation teams to harness many thought leaders from across your organization to drive this transformation. And thirdly, inside-out employee transformation. Deploy a tool such as the C framework, a personal vision statement that helps identify each person's strengths, invokes meaning, and uncovers what makes people happy, to make the transformation personal for your employees. The ultimate goal is to connect their aspiration to the company's North Star and to your customers. So let's make the case for a call to action. So taking this approach is more relevant than ever in the wake of the pandemic, as it emphasizes that employees' personal goals and engagement are the critical factors underpinning every successful transformation, much more so than other elements like technology or business processes. For organizations to thrive in a post-COVID world while simultaneously tackling the challenges of burnout and the threat to employees' retention, there is an urgent need to rethink these two key areas. So the call to action, point number one, is to bring the outside in. So the pandemic has changed the landscape for many industries' ecosystems, leading to an existential crisis for many organizations. Consider Airbnb, whose business suffered a loss of $1 billion due to the guest cancellations, while paying out some $250 million to compensate their hosts for their losses. The company now recognizes that nothing will ever be the same again. To help engage their team in adjusting to the new realities of the marketplace, the leadership team embarked on an outside-in transformation exercise that helped them identify their new North Star, the transformational goal that they wanted to achieve that would help propel the company forward for the long run. So as Brian Chesky framed it, the company's new goal was to get back to our roots, back to the basics, back to what truly was special about Airbnb. Everyday people who host their homes and offer experiences. One of the trends Chesky and his team identified was that as a result of the pandemic, there is a growing acceptance that people can now work from anywhere, which could open up new opportunities to service customers interested in traveling and experiencing unique communities and cultures for an extended period of time. At the same time, the company has begun winding down activities that weren't core to the business, such as scaling back on investments in transports, hotels, and luxury properties. So let's look at the second call to action point. You need to align your inside out with the outside in. So once A and B had established where it wanted to go, the company embarked on an inside-out journey with its employees, helping them connect to the company's new North Star by creating personal team vision statements that aligned with the greater goal to help create the human connections that so many people miss these days. The idea was to enlist employees' help in rebuilding the business and to enlist their feedback on how they could directly impact the company's efforts to scale and to prosper again. Another outside-in, inside-out transformation effort has been occurring at K-Bank, one of the largest banks in Thailand. Full disclosure, they're a client of mine. The company's North Star was not only to save jobs. They kept all their workers during the pandemic, but also to save their customers, small and medium-sized businesses. K-Bank and its employees worked closely with thousands of their clients to help them weather the storm by offering to delay their loan payments, as long as those businesses also avoided layoffs, the kind of programs usually only initiated by governments. It's estimated that K-Bank's efforts saved some 41,000 jobs, which gave their employees a sense of purpose, confidence, and loyalty as a result of their organization making such a positive difference in their country. So, making the connection. COVID-19 has taught us how connected and integrated we all are with each other and with the communities in which we operate. It's now time to give your employees the opportunity to understand how your organization's North Star aligns with their desire to contribute in a meaningful cause or to a meaningful cause. That's how you get them to re-engage while recharging their emotional energy stores. The longer you wait to make these connections, the more your organization is at risk of losing the human capital it requires to thrive into the future, regardless of how much you spend on technology. Well, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Lifeline. If you've enjoyed it, please give us a like or a thumbs up, and consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell to be notified of new content. This really helps our channel. We stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for your convenience. Our content is also uploaded to LinkedIn and Instagram. Please join us again tomorrow. We broadcast original content Monday through Friday each week, which is presented by our group of superheroes, namely Linda, Matthew, Renee, Oliver, Roy, Chris, and Ian. Bye-bye for now, folks.